Hey guys, this is E with Scrapbooking with Me, and we're going to make some projects with Susan's kit, and this one is red floral, and I think that's the one I'm going to use first because I'm going to do a rose journal, and I want to use some of these papers, and I may incorporate some of these. This is from, let's see, let me look, make sure I'm not telling you wrong. Alright, this is the red floral, and this one is the shabby green, but it has the pink roses in it as well, so I thought I might incorporate both of those together. I think they'll look okay in the same journal. I don't think there'll be a problem with that at all. And I'm going to use just junk mail envelopes that have the window with the plastic in it. If you have some that don't have the plastic in them, like I've got a few here that don't, my AT&T ones that come, they don't have the plastic in them. They're a little bit cheap, I guess. But you can put a piece of vellum or something in there if you want. But I've got tons that have the plastic in them. Now, I'm going to go ahead and glue this little flap down. I have seen this project done many different ways on many different channels. So, it's not something I originated, but I wanted to make some for this journal that I've got coming up. Well, a couple of journals that I have coming up. So, we'll probably make 2 or 3 of them. And we may make them in different variations. I'm not sure exactly. I'll make them all just exactly alike, or if I'll make them a little bit different. But just gluing that down. And now we're going to cut these down. Let's see. I think I want them cut down. My pages are usually 8.5. So I think I want these cut down to 8. And you're going to cut off the side that doesn't have the window on it. So here's my window. I don't want to cut down there. I'm going to cut on this end, and I'm just going to use my little trimmer and mark it. I don't want to have to get out my big trimmer right now. Okay, and then I'm just going to shave off a little bit off of this end. Just to open it up is all you want. And then just a little bit to open that top up. And yes, the top was already open and I glued it together, but if you leave the top, if you don't glue that top down and you just cut off your flap completely, then you get a short one like this. It's not very tall. So I wanted some taller ones, so I just went ahead and glued my little flap down. Now you'll have to come back in and glue these little pieces that are sticking up down. That's not a problem. You can just put a little glue under those and glue those down. But all of this is going to have paper on it, and I'm probably going to stitch around them anyway, so you don't have to worry about being so precise. Okay, I'm just going to mark this one with this. They don't have to be exact, just somewhere close. And make sure that I'm not on the end that has the opening on it. So just a tiny bit off of the other end, just enough to open it. And then the same thing with the top. Just enough to open it up. Oops. There we go. So we've got 2 of them open. I'm going to do one more, I do believe, because I've got 3 journals that I'd like to have this in. One of them has 2 signatures, so I may need to make 4, but we'll see. Okay, we'll put that over out of the way and just go ahead and we'll start on this one. Let me get a little glue under these edges that are sticking up. I don't want to pull those off because I like they add a little bit of extra thickness to the envelope, so I don't want to pull them off. But I just want them to be glued down well, so that I don't have to worry when I put my anything in the envelope or anything in my little pocket that it's going to get in the way. Now what you need to do is pick out some paper that you want to cover this with. And you can collage it and use all scraps if you want to. I am going to use some of, like I said, Susan's paper. Now this side will be a pocket. So we may go, let me think. No, we want to go this way. This side will be a pocket. And then this side, it's going to be, it can be a pocket, like top loading pocket, and then you put a focal point in here. All of that will come clear in a minute, but I'm just trying to decide which way I want this up. And I think I want it that way because I want my little opening at the top, or my little window at the top. So yeah, I like that. So let's go with that. And I am going to use my art glitter glue. You can use whatever glue that you have. You can use your glue stick. I started out using my glue stick, and then I was getting glue everywhere. So I decided that I would just go with my art glitter glue. This is a thicker paper that Susan printed this on, so I got plenty of thickness there where my art glitter glue is not going to show. I'm going to get my little card and press everything down well. Okay. Now we'll cut this part right here off, and you can put it back in your trimmer and cut it. I think I'm going to try using my knife and my ruler. Sometimes if I try to, when it's white like that, if I try to trim down that with my scissors, I end up going in every direction. So just use it, and we can use that on some of these little areas. But isn't that pretty? Look at that. That is going to be so pretty. Now I do have a little bit right here sticking over, and I think it's just because I went a little crooked, but I'm just going to trim that off. All right, there we go. We've got that side. Now we want to cover this side. Now, again, you can cover it with your scraps. You can do it whatever way that you want to. I'm probably gonna, ooh, that will work great right there, I think. I don't mind if it's not all the way down to that little window. That doesn't bother me. It's close enough. And you can ink all of this if you want. I'm not going to ink right now. I may ink around it later. But right now I'm not going to ink. Just going to pull that down to my window, and I can always trim a little of that extra off if I need to. There we go. And then, and you don't have to use the same paper to go all the way around. You can use different papers. I want to get that butterfly on there for sure, but I don't think I'd get it on there if I go that way. I would end up cutting him off. So I think I'm going to try this way. Now don't go over your fold. I don't wrap it completely around because I don't want to go over my fold, because a lot of times if you go over your fold, you put that extra bulk in there and then it doesn't fold well. And I am going to stitch around this, so I'm not going to go all the way to the edge with my glue. And if I do, I will make sure that I sit it and let it dry.
Let's see.
Rain, rain, rain. We got lots of it coming down today. Now, if you're cutting like this, make sure that you're on a self-healing mat, because if you're not, you're going to mess up the mat that you are on. There we go. Oh yeah, like my butterfly there. And let's see. That won't be enough for either place, so we'll lay that piece aside. And I want to save that rose for something else. I've got something else in mind for that, so I'm going to try this piece. I don't have enough that way. I could go like this, but get my little butterfly chomped off there. So let's see what we can do. I think I'll just tear this piece down and use this little piece and then just put a little bitty tiny piece right there at the bottom. And I know we have covered envelopes like this before. You guys have followed along, but this is going to be a little bit different. Tearing off these ends because I don't want them to be so squared off, and then we'll put something else at the bottom. Can y'all hear that rain? I think you can probably. It is just pouring out there. Okay, there's that. Now we just need a piece here. Let's see, how much of my rose would I take? I think what I'm going to do is go with this and get this wording in there. I believe it will work well. And then I'll still have my little bird there that I can use somewhere else. Okay, we'll put that piece right there. And it doesn't bother me at all that my writing is sideways on this, because you're still going to be able to read it. So that doesn't bother me. I am going to trim a little bit more right here because I've got a little bit of that white envelope showing. And I don't really have to have that big a space there. So I'm just going to trim just a tiny bit of that off. Just shave it a little bit. There we go. And I think I'll shave this end here too. Alright, so there is that. Isn't that cute? Now I'll show you how it goes in a journal, or how I'm going to use it in a journal. I'm just going to grab my, this is my calendar journal. I wouldn't necessarily put it in here, but you could. You could definitely put it in here if you wanted to. And I haven't even got my February started yet. I'm so far behind. I've got it in here, but I haven't got it going. So let's just say, let me find a page that's in here. All right, there's one right there. Let's just say that we wanted to put it on this page like this. It would go at the corner like that. Go at the edge. Then your focal point is going to be under here. So if you put a tag in this way, you would have your little bird showing through there if you wanted to do that one. Or you could, you know, put a flower in there. I mean, she's got lots of things here in her ephemera that I can use to put as my focal point under here. And then this one I'm going to use as a top loading tag, and then I'll make sure my focal point hits there. So I would close here and here on this one. And then on this side, I will cut a little notch out here, and I'll close here and here, and this will be a pocket on the side that way. So that's how I'm going to use them in my journal. You can use them different ways, but like I said, I am going to stitch around mine. But you can use them many different ways in your journals. They don't have to be exactly like mine. I have actually seen them used in lots of different ways. They've actually, I saw somebody the other day sewing these in the signature. They covered the inside too, and then they just stitched it in the signature. So you could do that if you wanted to. But I'm going to ink this in some barn door. Let's see if that looks pretty good on there, and it does. I like that. And I'll cut my notches here in a minute because I am going to stitch, so I want to cut my notches before I stitch. Okay, on this side, I'm going to go ahead and put a little notch in there. Oh, I wanted to tell you guys, while I am doing this, I want you guys to remember a sweet friend of mine that I have done many classes with over the years, and we have been on a crafting cruise together and done some cruise classes, and a lot of you may know her, some of you may not. Her name is Melody Lane. Please remember her and her son Alex in your prayers. They went on vacation to Las Vegas, and they both got COVID, so they are both sick in the hospital. She was yesterday had to be put on the ventilator, so you guys please remember and pray for them. Melody teaches a lot of cricket classes. She's very, very good at it, and she's just a sweet, sweet person. She gives more than she takes from this old world, and that's something to be said, because a lot of people don't. A lot of people take more than they give, but Melody gives lots more than she takes. So she's a sweet person. I really, really have appreciated her over the years. She's helped me out a lot in my journey. She's got a YouTube channel. It's called Melody Lane. If you want to go over and check her out. Her sister Holly has been posting updates about her over there. So I'm telling you, it's just sad. But I'm hoping that and praying that this, her being on the ventilator will help her body and help her get over this. Okay, let's see. Ooh, let's use this one. Look how pretty that is. Okay, Susan, I'm going to have another set of these. I know I could probably copy them, but I don't want to do that unless I have your permission. But these are so pretty, I'm going to have a second set, because I'm going to use all of these to do my ephemera with, I think. And I will gladly go over and purchase it. That is not an issue. That's just so pretty. And I'm putting it closer to the top because I want that bird to be able to be seen there. Uh-oh, I'm going to cut my girl right half in two. Oh well, that can't be helped. Can't be helped this time anyway. I've got her on another page, so it won't be a big mess. Did you see what I just did? That's what I'm telling you. I cannot see white that much at all anymore. My eyes have gotten so bad. If they don't hurry up and do my surgery, they just keep postponing and postponing on me. And I know it's just because of everything that's going on in the world, but now my pre-op appointment is not until March the 15th. So I gotta wait still. But, it'll get done when it gets done. Just gotta deal with it. That's a pretty little piece. Can't throw any of that away. Look at that, how pretty. I love that. I like green anyway. Green and teal is my favorite color, so any kind of green and any kind of teal I love. Oh, and also Melody and Alex have a GoFundMe page, and I will try to remember to link that below, but if I forget, I'm sure Holly has got it linked somewhere over there, because they're self-employed. They're employed just like me. They do YouTube videos, and That's how they make their living. She doesn't have a store. She, you know, does a lot of promoting for cricket, but still, that's her livelihood. And of course, she's not going to get to do videos for who knows how long. So if you guys want to help her out, that would be much appreciated by everybody I know. Okay. Now, what are we going to do on this side? What about that down through there? That's beautiful. It will take off part of my butterfly, but I think I can get almost all of it on except one little tip of the wing, and that's okay. I could tear a little bit of that, and I could probably get that other part of the wing in there. Let's just do that. I like that torn look anyway with that ruler. Oh yeah, that's going to work. So let's do that on this. And I know you've seen one of these, and this may be repetitive, but I like talking to you guys. If I make like 10, I still like talking to you guys. I like, you know, to me it's communication, and I know you're not really able to talk back to me live, but you can talk to me in the comments. I'm not looking at all of my comments on my small screen anymore. I can look at them on a larger screen. Hubby got me a larger screen for Christmas because I was having so many issues trying to read everything in the small screen. So now I can see all of your comments. So I can actually read them and respond now. And I'm just a little bit behind. I'm not, you know, it took me a while to get caught up, so I'm not all the way caught up. But please leave me messages down there. I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear how you're doing, and if anybody in your family's sick, and, you know, I want to hear it all. I like when you talk to me. Let's see. I'm going to tear that end off just a tiny bit. I know a lot of you stopped leaving very many comments when I told you that I was having so much trouble seeing them, but that is solved. That is solved. I mean, I look like an old lady sometimes because I have all these glasses on, and sometimes I get my little magnifying glass out when something's really tiny. But I am an old lady, you know? I am an old lady. Okay. I'm trying to think if I want to. I wouldn't get all of that bird on there, so I'm not going to do that. And that's not the actual piece that I was using, but you can always mix and match these kits. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Oh, me. See, I love this. I don't want to do away with that at all. So I think I will just take a little piece of this and go down through there. And I'm going to tear... No, I'm not going to tear that edge because that edge is actually going to be at the fold, so it doesn't need to be torn. Now, I use my grid a lot just to put my ruler on so I can see if I'm tearing it halfway straight. You know, sometimes I still mess up and don't tear it straight, but I do use my grid a lot, and I like that. That is going to be a beautiful tag. Can't tear that up. Put that piece out of my sight so I won't tear it. I'll tear a little bit of this top off so it doesn't look so straight. But anyway, I have been meaning to tell you guys about that for a while and mention her. And every time I would forget, I'd get started talking about something else and I'd forget all about it. And last night when I read the update from Holly, it upset me. And I wanted to make sure that because I know if it was me or somebody in my family, or, you know, somebody in our YouTube community, I know that Melody would be mentioning us, because that's just the type person that she is. I almost got that one crooked. like that. And then we got this little piece right here. I don't think I have enough of anything to go down through there. We could probably just do this. Let's start from this end, and maybe that word will go at the top. So let's do that. I'm just going to make a little mark where I need to tear that. So Miss Bethany got all A's and B's. Well, I think she got all but one B on her report card. Her progress report. Of course, they don't call them report cards anymore. Progress reports. But she was excited. And when the grandkids get a good report card, Papa makes sure that they get money and they get taken out to eat. So they're always excited. They get taken to their favorite restaurants. So they're always excited about that. So he has got some food buying to do, because Presley and Brooklyn actually had good report cards the last time, or progress reports. So they will get taken out as well. I told him he's just going to have a little granddaughter pawpaw session. Take those girls to eat. See, I love that. And just a focal point for, let's see. Well, let's just say we made a tag out of this, which I probably won't for this, but just a small focal point to put in there. Isn't that cute? Now, this one, I really want to ink it in green. Hold on, let me see if I've got a green that will match that. All right, for this one, let's use peeled paint. This is a really pretty green. And you can round your corners if you want to do that. Let's go ahead and cut out our little pool here. Okay, there is another one. Isn't that pretty? And see, all this will be glued down, so you won't see any of this. Now, if you, let me think about this a minute. No, we won't even have to put anything in here, because when we put this on the page, and let's just grab this book journal back over here again. When we put this on the page, it will be glued down to the page like that. Here and here. So even if we put a tag in there and then pull the tag out, you're going to see whatever's on this page. So you don't have to put anything underneath there. You're going to see what's on this page. And then on this side, of course, this will be glued here, and that'll be your pocket. Isn't that cute? This is a page I've got to do for Melina and Brandon, because their anniversary is Monday, I do believe. Monday. So I got to get my February going so I can do a page for them. All right, so that is 2. Let's go ahead and make another. And we'll just talk. We'll just chat. And I think all of my little openings are going to be up at the top. You may have envelopes that you have one down here. It doesn't matter where your opening is. You can make it in any direction. I just happen to have all of our envelopes around here seem to come the same. They look just alike. I don't know if they get together and go, hey, let's just make them like this, okay? I really don't know, but I would like to be able to get that heart on there, but I know I'm not going to get it all on. But I think we can still use this green even with that, because it's basically the same color. So let's go ahead and use this. It's got the same colors of green in it. So, and this is just a scrap that I had left over from another kit. Now in the photos at the end, I will have pictures where I have stitched everything, so then you can see how it looks stitched. That way you can decide if you want to stitch yours or not. Now I'm going to make sure, see this, how that pokes up there, I'm going to make sure that this is glued down well, because when you start to slide a tag or something in there, you don't want that coming up and catching your tag every time. So just glue that down well. ahead and cut this off. And now, let's see. We could possibly put that there. And that would get part of that. I like that okay. So let's do that. Oh, I may want to tear that right around that window. I don't know. Let me see. I like that little torn edge around the window. I think I just stuck my watch in the glue. Oh yeah, I like that much better. Sorry, I went quiet on you there for a little bit. Just had a lot on my mind today, and I just went quiet for some reason. All right. So then, let's see. This will go here without any problem, but I think I'm going to actually put this side across there. Just want a little bit there. Yeah, now we've got this and this to cover. Now I have other paper from that same collection, so let's see what we could do. I don't really care for that, and I don't really want to bust this up. We could probably, no, that would take that end off of there. I've got this shoot that we could put on, or I've got some scraps of this. What do we think? We could go with that side, maybe. I'm thinking a piece of this down through there, and then I'm going to do something else on the bottom. Not too thrilled about that all the way. Let's see. I think it's about. All right, let's put this little piece down through here. I had to stop a minute. I got a call from my daughter, Alicia, not Melina. And Presley, our granddaughter, just had to be taken to the doctor with a sore throat, and they diagnosed her with the COVID too. So you guys please remember her, remember the family. She was actually over here yesterday, so just remember Whit that he doesn't come down with it. With his heart problems and all that, he definitely does not need it. Which nobody needs it, but you know what I mean. I'm telling you, everywhere you turn, somebody's got it. It's awful. I don't know what I want to put on here. In this little area here. I don't know. I may put that. I don't really want to put that because I already got butterflies over here. I may just go with that. Let's do that. I'm just going to tear off a little piece of this top. So it sounds like all I have done is just tell you guys about all of my issues today. I told you I like talking to you. I love talking to y'all. I'm telling you. This kind of thing bothers me when people start getting sick, especially my babies. Don't want my baby sick, and don't want my hubby sick, and don't want my kids sick. I mean, I don't want anybody sick, but you know what I mean. When it's your family, it really bothers you. So y'all remember Presley. That's Brooklyn's older sister. Presley is, I almost tore that off too short. She is 13, just turned 13. So, bless her heart. She has asthma too, so she gets, every time something goes by, she catches it. She's not, I'm not too happy with how I tore that, and I'm not too happy with it being a little bit short, but I'm going to go ahead and tear this side. So I'm hoping that this doesn't cause her any extra problems. Don't know how that's going to look. That may not look too pretty. We may have to put a focal point over that. Who knows? We'll see. Well, Yeah, I would have liked it better if it'd come on over because I feel like I just tore it off too short. Alright, I'm going to leave that. I'm not real happy with it, with how that looks. But I'm going to leave it, and when I put it in my journal, I'll probably put a focal point here. Kind of cover up part of that. I wished I was trying to get it all the way over here so it would have looked better, but I didn't. And by putting that on now, I'll have that little white edge, so that's not going to work. So I'll probably just put a focal point on that. Not a problem. I'll fix it. Don't worry, I will fix it. So, you guys tell me how you are in the comments. I've let you know how I am. Or how my family is. I'm feeling fine. I'm feeling fine. I am very, very blessed. Alright. And I'm going to put a little bit of this on the back. And the thing about it is, if you don't know exactly what journal these are going to go in, then you can always just make them as long as you need, and then you can always trim them off a little bit at the bottom if you need to. That's the good part. And I just love this ink, so I'm going to run a little bit more up on the thing like that. I just think that's pretty. Let it go around that flower a little bit. Oh yeah, I like that. I'll tell you what, let's finish this one. I had started this one earlier today and I got interrupted a bunch of times and I didn't get to finish it. So let's go ahead and do this one. Just get this done. And I think I'll put that right there. Since that's going to fold, you're not going to see both sides. I'm just going to glue it straight down through there and I'll probably cover the bottom with something else. We'll get this one done and then I'll have plenty for my journals. And like I said, I got this from many, many different places. Not just one particular. Now that folds over a little bit on the inside there, but I don't care. This window is a little bit larger, so that doesn't bother me. I leave it. So I'm not going to try to link anybody below because I actually saw it on quite a few channels. So if I started linking, I'd have to link a lot of people. And I don't even know what they call theirs. I'll probably call mine something completely different. But you can go and check on YouTube and see many, many of these. Let's see. Yeah, just tall enough. And I'm going to cover this little piece up. But I won't put my focal points on until I actually put it in my journal. Because I don't know exactly what focal point I want on there. I could go on up with that, have enough of that to do that. Oh, that one's a little bit narrow. Let's just do that. I'm going to tear just a tiny bit, hopefully, off of this side. Just a little sliver. Let's see if we can. See, I think I want it that way. I tell you, if this rain doesn't stop soon, I'm going to be... My little shop's going to be washed down to the road because it is pouring and it is all around me. You can't even step outside without getting covered up with water. There we go. Now I have a little tiny bit of white showing there, but I'm not going to worry about that. I will just ink that up and it'll be fine. And just a little piece up there is all we need. Let's see what we got here. Could use that. Could use that side. Well, I think I'll just go ahead and use that. It's just a little scrap, and it's got butterflies on it, and it's from the same paper collection, so it'll work. There we go. Oh yeah, that looks good on there. Okay. So let's go ahead and ink this one up. And I'm going to use the peel paint again. I think it goes good with this paper. Let's see, I'll just ink that little bit of white up there and I'll be able to tell the difference. Alright, so that, we got a lot done. And see, some little focal point like this would be cute in there. Let's just say that you know, had it on a tag or something. Had it where it would all show, that'd be cute. So we've got 2 green and then 2 with the new paper collection. And I think they're adorable. I love them. And they're easy to make, and they're using scrap envelopes. What more can you want? I'm going to stitch around them, and then I'll take photos of them, and I'll have the photos at the end of the video. So don't forget to watch till the end so that you can see the photos. And I'll go ahead on one of these and make a tag with a focal point just so that you can see through, and so you'll know how it's actually put on and what it looks like when it's put on there. Alright guys, we will talk to you later. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate all of you so much, and I will definitely remember all of you guys. Just let me know in the comments below how you're feeling, if you're okay, or if anybody in your household is sick, and we'll add them to our prayer list. We'll talk to you guys later. Love you. Bye-bye.